the benchmark. Mr. President, because of global trends and the activities of OPEC, it will be wise to review the benchmark upwards to $45 per barrel. If we did this, it will reduce the budget deficit of 2.3 billion that we have now, or trillion that we have now, as that will be reduced by over 600 billion naira. Mr. President, let me also add that the excess of these funds, we should begin to look at a situation where this excess is properly appropriated through legislation. In this government of change, it is bewildering that we will still continue to run an excess crude account that is unknown to the Constitution and that we do not know what it's used for. We do hope that when Section 162 of the 1999 Constitution is amended, that there will be proper legislation to ensure that the excess is properly used. So what we are saying is that the benchmark should be increased to $45, as that will reduce the budget deficit that we have. Let me also look at the issue of the oil production output of 2.2 million barrels per day. That is appropriate, and we do believe that with some of the measures that are being taken right now in that sector, that the activities of the militants in the Niger Delta could be curtailed. For instance, the provision for amnesty has been increased from 20 billion in 2016 to 60 billion in 2017. We do believe that with intensive work in the area of agitations, of curtailing agitations in that sector, that we should be able to meet this target of 2.2 million barrels per day. Even though in 2016, this target could not be met, because as at October, we had only arrived at 1.7 million barrels per day. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me also briefly look at the issue of the exchange rate. This is because the exchange rate alone is part of the reasons why we have spiraling inflation. As of today, inflation is about 18-point-something%. Now, the foreign exchange, the difference between the official rate and the parallel market, as well as even the fact that there's a third exchange rate to things like pilgrimages and all that, is fueling inflation. Because we are an import-dependent economy where the cost of production and the cost of goods is very high. So if we do not do anything to address the issue of the exchange rate, inflation will continue to remain high. And the issue of interest rates as a factor for inflation is perhaps right, but not all of it. And the interest rate should be brought down so as to service the real sector of production and agriculture. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, let me also look at the issue of deficit financing that some of my colleagues have already addressed. Now, there are no clear sources of deficit financing in the budget. There is talk of external borrowing and internal borrowing, domestic borrowing. In 2016, external borrowing was virtually nil. And there is no reason for us to believe that there will be any progress in that direction. The domestic borrowing was about 52%. So going forward, we should be provided with clear sources of financing the deficit, so as to know whether we would actually meet the targets for the 2017, revenue targets for the 2017 budget. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, going forward in financing our deficit, we may begin to look at the issue of at the sources like the pension funds, which has some 6 trillion, and the capital market, which has some 9 trillion. We do believe that if we have a plan that where we have funds tied to projects, critical infrastructural projects, where there are sources of payments, we do believe that we'll be able to access funds from the capital market and access funds from the pension fund. Mr. President, finally in closing, let me say that budget implementation is very critical. Let me agree with my colleagues, support the position of my colleagues, that we must be able to implement this budget for it to make sense to our people. We must be able to get the MDAs, first of all, to let us know to what extent the 2016 budget has been implemented, so as to know what to do in 2017 and to stop the repetition of projects within the budget year in, year out. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I thank you for your attention.